This one trick helped me name any note on the fretboard, okay, on the neck, in under 3 seconds without using a chart. If you still have to think before finding a note, you need to try this. You can be lightning fast in just about 30 days. Hey, my name is Jamil Valdovinos. I am the co-founder of FluentInGuitar.com, and I help self-taught guitarists stop relying on tabs and start creating their own fingerstyle creative covers by ear. So if you want to stop second guessing and start navigating the neck with confidence, at the end of this video, I'm going to be giving away my fretboard recall drill that rewires your note memory fast. So what is this trick? So what I like to call it is the note acquisition game, and this is something that one of my teachers taught me, and it was crazy how fast I was able to just stop relying on any fretboard chart. I didn't have to rely on any fretboard chart anymore, and I could name like any note on the neck super fast, like under 3 seconds. And till this day, I am still getting faster. The more I do this, the faster I get. And obviously, the more you keep playing, right, and actually using your fretboard knowledge, when it comes to arranging, when it comes to creating covers, obviously you get even better at naming the notes of the fretboard. Because at the end of the day, that's what it's for, This is all so that when we go into arranging, okay, when we go and we want to create our covers, right? Some people, they want to compose as well, right? Like this all applies to that, when it comes to creating, being creative, like knowing the fretboard and not having to rely on a fretboard chart. Like imagine you just have to pull out your fretboard chart every single time, you try to arrange and stuff like this, create a cover, or even, compose and stuff like that. It's like, it gets really frustrating. And it's like think about it, what if you're in public, right? Are you gonna come in with your, little fretboard chart? Oh, let me see the notes. Like, no, it's a very crucial skill if you actually want to become more of a complete guitarist, So yeah, I'm just quickly gonna show you how this game works. Okay, so we're just gonna take one triad. Okay, triad, remember, it's just the simplest form of a chord. If you don't know about triads, I'm going to link a video down below on how, triads work and how you can basically build any triad, any chord, right, all across the fretboard, okay? If you don't know that yet. But basically what we do is we're going to take a triad, okay? So we're going to do pretty simple triad, right? G major triad. And if we just, we just create a little triad right here. So we just go 3rd fret. Okay, on that low E string, that's going to be G. We go 2nd fret on that A string. Okay, that's going to be B. And then if we go 3rd fret again, but now on our B string, okay, that's going to be our D note. Okay, so there we go. That's, that's a triad right there. So we're just going to take that triad. Okay, and look, this is all that we're going to do. We're going to take our first three strings. Right here we have our high E string, we have our B string and G string, right? So we're gonna take these 3 strings, okay, first. Okay, this is the first step. We take the first 3 strings and we're gonna build 3 triads, okay, just using these notes G, B, and D, okay, of our G major triad. We're gonna build 3 triads across, going down the neck. That's all that we're going to do. So we're going to build our first triad, okay? So this is kind of like starting the game, okay? So first, we locate our G, okay? Then on our 3rd fret, then we go 4th fret. We locate our B, okay? And then we go 3rd fret again, okay? On that B string, that's going to be right there, a D note. So we have G, D, B. All right, so that's our first triad, okay? So now to find our second triad, okay, we would go over here to our 7th fret. That's going to be right there, our B note, okay, on that high E string. Okay, and then if we go still 7th fret, but now G string, that's going to be right there, a D note. And if we go on our 8th fret, okay, 8th fret, B string, that's going to be right there, our G note. So we have B, G, D. Okay, so that's our second triad. Okay, so now we're just gonna go over here to our all right, so now we're just gonna go over here to our 10th fret, okay, to find our third triad. We're just gonna go over here to our 10th fret, okay, high E string. That's going to be right there, our D note, and then we're gonna go 12th fret, okay. And remember, the 12th fret, our fretboard repeats, okay. So we do right here we have just like it would be our just open B string, okay. Right here is gonna be our B string, right? Just obviously now at a higher octave. Okay, and then it's gonna be our G note as well right here, as you know, just like it would be in our open G string, right? Just in the 12th fret, higher octave. So 12th fret we have B, G, and then 10th fret, D. Okay. Okay. So basically from here, okay, all that you're going to do is you're going to actually repeat that process. Okay. But you're just gonna go up one string. So for example, we did high E string, we did B string, and we did our G string, right? So what we would do now is we would go up one string, okay? So now we're gonna eliminate, all right, we're not gonna use our high E string anymore, and now we're just gonna use our B string, our G string, and our D string. Okay, we're now just going to use those three strings, okay, to build our three triads, okay? So now we would just build three triads, okay, in these strings, and after we're done with that, guess what we do again? We do the same thing. We move up one more string, right? And we would now be doing our G string, D string, and A string, okay? We do three triads in those. After that, one last time, we move up one more string and we do our D string, A string, and low E string, okay? Three triads in there, and that's it. We're done, okay? So basically what you would do in the beginning, right? Like, because obviously you probably don't know the notes of the fretboard, unless you already kind of know them, like, but you're just like really slow, okay? But like, you're gonna be needing a fretboard chart, you know, for sure, okay? So you would definitely want to use a fretboard chart, and I actually provide one for you, okay? And my fretboard recall drill, so that you can actually, you know, do this yourself, okay? And you know, if you're wondering, you know, how does this even work? How are you able to just get one triad and like build it all across the fretboard, like in many different ways? You know, how is that even possible? And the way that it's possible, it's called inversions, okay? So there's basically like root position, there's first inversion, and then there's second inversion, okay? And basically all that this is like the root position is kind of like the original like way that the triad is like done, and then it's like inverted, okay? So then you have like your first inversion. So basically the notes, right, they're basically just arranged in a different order, okay? The order of the notes switches, you know, when you go and do another triad, okay? So that's basically how it works. You know, that's how you're able to build, you know, multiple triads, okay, of the same notes, right, across the fretboard. So I actually go like really in depth, okay, on my fretboard recall roadmap, okay, on all this, on inversions, okay. I also give you a fretboard chart, so that you can, you know, you can do this yourself. But yeah, like inversions, they're also like really important because they apply like big time when it comes to like figuring out chords by ear. It's like in a really cool way. So they're really important. So if you want my fretboard recall roadmap, okay, and I'll actually, you know, like everything that we talked about here, you know, I also put it there. You know, I explained it a little bit more in depth, okay? If you want that, just drop me a comment, drop me a line below, okay? And I'll send it to you, okay? If you're on YouTube, you could send me a quick DM on Instagram or just comment in here. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So the roadmap, it's free, okay? Just drop me a comment if you want it, and I'll send it to you. Thanks for watching, and remember that now is the time to become fluent in guitar. God bless.